Guys, the real estate market is still crazy. So today we're going to go over 3 tips for you in a competitive real estate transaction. Buyers are doing anything they can to get their offer accepted, which creates a really emotional escrow. After buyers are winning and getting their offer accepted, once they close, they're having buyer's remorse. So whether it's they're paying too much, or they didn't do their home inspection, or they just don't feel comfortable. So in certain scenarios, we're seeing homes go back to market due to buyers being frantic during escrow because they either overpaid for it or there's more repairs than they thought. So with that mindset going into escrow that they know they've overpaid for the house, any little thing that they find wrong, they're gonna usually pull out of the deal and cancel the escrow, and the home's gonna end up going to market. So here we are, 3 tips to protect yourself in a competitive real estate transaction. So buyers, make sure you're using your contingency periods. Here in California, we have the loan, inspection, and appraisal contingency, which all have to be removed by the buyer to have a successful close here in California. I'm not sure about your guys' certain states, but use those to your advantage. Make sure your realtor is using those to make sure that you're comfortable with the deal and it's a smooth transaction, and this gives you time to cancel the contract. Like I said, if you feel like you've overpaid for the house, or if you find a lot wrong with the house and it's going to be more expensive than you thought it might be. So make sure you and your realtor are using those contingency periods to your advantage. So right now I'm seeing buyers either waive their contingencies or shorten their contingency periods, which is a great way to get your offer accepted. But this can be a huge risk to buyers, especially if you're waiving your contingencies and you don't have anything to protect you in the contract. And lo and behold, you have a contractor who goes in there and inspects the home and you're not comfortable with what's going on. Well, now your deposit's at risk, and this is a great tactic to get your offer accepted in a competitive market, but it leaves you extremely vulnerable. So unlike other states, California, contingencies aren't removed automatically like other states. The buyer has to physically sign off through DocuSign, or sometimes in person, but they have to sign off that they are ready to move forward and release these contingencies. So number 2, this goes for sellers. Sellers, make sure you're securing a backup offer. Backup offer is a fully executed contract that's basically just on standby, just in case the first offer falls through, they pull out for any reason. Maybe their loan's not working out, maybe they find something wrong with the house, or maybe they get buyer's remorse and they pull out. But as a seller, you want to make sure, especially in this extremely competitive market where people are overpaying and maybe making mistakes, that you have a second backup offer. Sometimes we have 2-3 backup offers, people that really love the house that maybe didn't want to pay as much but are qualified. And you want to, as a realtor, you want to make sure that those contracts are executed for your client. And if the first offer falls out of escrow, the next day or that day even, you're back into escrow, so your house isn't going back to the market. Because if it goes back to market, buyers are going to wonder what's going on with your house. Is there something wrong with it? Is it overpriced? And it's going to kind of steer them away from your property, especially during a hot market. So sellers, this backup offer also gives you more power with negotiations and letting the other realtor know that they need to perform and make sure that they're on time with all of their removal of contingencies, and it just keeps you protected. So tip number 3, what to utilize when you're in competitive real estate transaction. Utilize the notice to perform. Realtors, this is good whether you're a buyer or seller, to basically put the fire beneath the feet of the other party. Here in California, a notice to perform gives the other party 48 hours to release their contingencies, make sure their initial deposits in, etc. But it just makes sure that everyone is moving along smoothly. And whether if you're a buyer or seller, I think it's important that you're communicating with the other party before you send a notice to perform, this can kind of make the deal a little sour between both parties, because it's kind of like a little backhand saying like, come on, speed it up or else we're going to cancel on you. And it kind of puts a bad taste in the other party's mouth. But at the same time, it does help the progress of the escrow to move forward. Obviously, if the other party isn't really communicating with you and they're lagging and they're just not really caring, then I would definitely send a notice to perform just in case that it seems like they're going to back out. And again, that's why as a seller, it's so important to make sure you have that backup offer. So if they're dragging their feet, send them a notice to perform and you're able to cancel the contract with no hesitation and no real consequences. So as you can see, it's pretty obvious that when you're in a competitive market or a normal market, it's important to have a good realtor on your side, or if you're selling for sale by owner, you need to have someone who can help you navigate these terms and make sure that you are running fluidly with the time periods and not missing anything, because this can put your deposit at risk. Usually the normal deposit is 3% of the purchase price, which, you know, to a lot of people is a lot of money. It would be wasted money. So it's very important to make sure that you're working with a professional and you're not missing any of those contingency periods. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know if you guys want me to cover anything in regards to purchasing a home or selling a home, and if you think that I should add something to this video, also let me know. Please like, subscribe. Thank you very much, and let's get more detailed in the next video.